just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive. And this can be the end. I won't just settle for being your friend. Our broken bond is not too late to mend. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. She said, boy, I want you to walk right, so I can give you one more chance. You're only living in your damn head. Without you by my side, I can't survive.
Hello, everybody who's here because it's really early and I have to do this now because I'm leaving the country tomorrow. So I wanted to talk about this because I was laughing last night when I was reading the people seething on Tumblr about Miss Ma'am's interview with The Guardian. This is for all of my subscribers who came over when I was doing my Bridgerton stuff. I know I got a lot of new subs, so if you guys are in this live, if it's not your cup of tea, that's totally cool. I do videos like of every topic, but I also was a fan of Bridgerton, so I used to do a lot of these videos. So yes, my Bridgerton peeps, this one's for you. So I'm going to just go ahead and start because, yeah, I don't think a lot of people will be on because it's the afternoon, but I didn't really read all this because TLDR, it's way too long. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time and read all this stuff, but I just highlighted the paragraphs that I thought were funny. So if you don't know what the story is, Nicola did an interview with The Guardian for their new Saturday magazine, and I'm kind of glad that she said some of the stuff she did because you guys know I pledged not to talk about anything else about this nonsense unless something happened. So yes, this interview happened, and I just want to talk about it because I feel like she's just a little bit hypocritical, but that's just me. But I'm not mad about it. I'm glad that she did this, and I'm glad that she said something about the psycho fans who are thinking she has a kid and she's married on the side and all that, because honestly, it was getting ridiculous. I'm over it. I can't believe people are still talking about that like almost 2 years later. We're almost in a new season of Bridgerton, and people are still stuck on this for no reason. And I'm just like, dude, I've been over them because I've been over them so that you guys know, like when I did that video of her and Jake in New York, I was like, okay, like cut. And then, you know, Luke and his girlfriend at the BAFTAs, I said, thank God, this is the last time I'm going to do this. But people still kept harping on it for some reason, like other people, other fans. So in this article, I'm obviously not going to read it all because that's a waste of time. And I'm not going to do this. Do you see how long this freaking thing is? This is a novel, not an interview. But if you want to read it, it's up on The Guardian and it's free. So go read it. I'll link it in the description. But this is the paragraph, or paragraphs, I should say, that I highlighted. And then I'm going to get to reading some of the Tumblr posts because some of those are completely like out of pocket and just wild sauce. But okay, so this is where she starts talking about Bridgerton. She says, Bridgerton was huge amounts of fun. She's proud of her work, blah, blah, blah. It brought a landslide of attention. Yeah, of course it did, because it's Bridgerton. Some of which, let's say, there's a specific type of parasocial fandom. And they even linked it, just in case people don't know what parasocial means. Here you go. There's a link, and you can look it up. Yes, that is true. There's part of the fandom that is very much like that. By the way, sorry, my dryer is going in the background, so if you hear background noise, that's my bad. I was going to use my microphone, but then I had to plug my computer in. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I don't care. With Dairy Girls, she said people enjoy the show. She loves that. With Bridgerton, it's different. Fans identified strongly with her character. Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. They devoured theories about Coughlan and her co-star love interest, Luke Newton, convinced they were a real-life couple, concealing their marriage. That is stupid. And people did think that. I've never thought that once in my life that they were married. That's freaking insane. That's like psychotic behavior. But like there was one point where we all like, you know, thought they were having a thing. But, you know, after that came to an end, it should have come to an end. But there were some people in the fans who kept it up and said she was married and had a kid. Ma'am, please. Like, I'm glad that they said that. Okay, going on to say they looked for clues in what she wore, what she posted, where she appeared. Yes, we all did that at one point. I do remember like when she was posting those songs on Instagram, I made a video of that. But that's as far as I personally went. Other people have like tried to read into every single thing she's done, which is crazy. Like, she's not Taylor Swift. She's not sending you secret messages. She's not sending anyone secret messages, you guys. Believing that, like Taylor Swift, here we go, Coughlan was telegraphing messages specifically to them, which I'm definitely not. She says, I'm definitely not. I definitely just put on a jumper and the color doesn't mean anything. Thank you for clarifying, ma'am, for the people who think that what you wear means something. When Newton posted photographs of a summer holiday, okay, this is going back to those photos he posted in wherever the F he was, in Spain or something, I think, with his actual girlfriend. Those fans felt cheated, called it a PR stunt, a hoax. They're calling everyone out. They're calling everyone out. I never said it was a PR stunt or a hoax. I never said anything about that trip, actually. I don't think I even did it. I didn't do anything about that. I knew he was there with his girlfriend, but I wasn't even going to play into the craziness at that point. I was just like, okay. But yeah, a lot of people were remember, do you guys remember when people were like, oh, it's an NDR. She has to sign an NDR and like, she's a PR girlfriend. Not once did I ever think any of these were freaking PR. You can go back in my videos and look. They're not PR. They're just stupid relationships. But they're not PR stunts, okay? Like, why would they do a PR stunt with nobodies, first of all? Like, people aren't thinking logically. If you're doing a PR stunt, it's going to be with someone who can benefit you for the PR stunt, bro. That's funny. I love that. I love that they wrote that. And then they wrote wild posts and canceled their Netflix subscriptions. I don't have any subscriptions, actually. I was using my friend's Netflix to watch this. The maddest thing, okay, she goes here. The maddest thing they thought was that I had a secret baby and was hiding it, Coughlan says. I would like to go on the record. Okay, I would like to go on the record. I personally am so sick of these stupid, like, people saying that she has a baby. I'm sick of it. And I know most of you guys who follow me are of the rational fans too, and like thought at one time, but you didn't go this far. The maddest thing they thought was that I had a baby and was hiding it. That girl, that's the nicest way of saying that, okay? That's the nicest way to say that these people are mentally unwell. She says, I would like to go on the record. She's literally telling you this is on the record. I don't have a secret baby. Okay? So all those people who think that, she just told you on the record, she does not have a kid. Oh, God. And then she says, but in the TV show, it's real. They're married forever. They have a baby in Bridgerton. Yes, we know that. Duh. And then they go on to say there was also acute public scrutiny of Coughlan's love life, partly because her boyfriend is 25 and she is 38. So, ma'am, that's not the scrutiny. That's part of it. But the hypocrisy comes in here, and I'll read this to you. It was bad enough after paparazzi shots appeared of her with Dunn in the early days of the relationship. Imagine if you had an evening at the pub and then you walked around talking, having a lovely time, and a few days later you see pictures of that. The violation is immense. Okay, girl, you could shut the heck up about that because, number one, you're a celebrity. That's what happens. It comes with territory. All of you know this before you get in acting. So they want to be in entertainment, but they don't want what comes with it. Okay, you're going to get photographed. You're Nicola Coughlan. You're famous because of Bridgerton now. You're going to get photographed, and you have to deal with it. You're not a private citizen anymore. You're a public figure, and this is what happens. I'm sorry, but that's like hypocrisy number one for me from her. Like, she wants to complain about these photos, but then she's doing all this stuff and also broadcasting that she has this boyfriend now because she has shared him and posted him, and vice versa, he has too. So, ma'am, you are going to be photographed with him. Get over it. But a widespread assumption that she had courted this publicity meant she was suddenly fair game for anyone with a camera phone. Yeah, that's part of it too. She was photographed as she went about her day. The pictures uploaded online. People go, oh, there's so-and-so from TV. They forget your person. Yes, ma'am, we know you're a freaking person, but you're also a celebrity and you're going to be photographed. The when she was in New York and she got photographed with Jake, and she said, normalize not photographing strangers in public. You're not a stranger, you're a public figure. Everyone knows who you are, and they're going to take pictures. If you don't want people to take pictures, don't go outside. Or get bodyguards or something. Like, that's the thing I don't understand about, like, that's one thing I don't understand about. And that is like the hypocrisy for me. It's the hypocrisy for me. It's like, you started all this stuff and now you're bitching and crying and complaining. You started this stuff. You do not have the right to say, don't do this to me, when you started it. That's just me. I do agree that they have, like, they need privacy. They, you know, like, but celebrities bigger than her managed to do it. So I don't know what she's complaining about. And then she goes on to say, soon her world began to contract. Fans were trying to find out where she lived. Yeah, that's crazy. That I agree with. That's going beyond any boundary. That's crazy. But getting photographed and being photographed because you're a celebrity, get used to that, because it happens. Okay, anyway, so I'm not going to read the rest of it. If you guys want to read the rest, go look. But now I'm going to go to Tumblr because these posts have me cackling. So someone wrote, okay, so enough with the BS wrote. So Nicola, and I got these posts off Tumblr. These are only the posts that I could get because I don't have a Tumblr account. So you can only see so much on Tumblr when you don't have an account. But I saw enough, okay? I saw enough. So this was so Nicola finally grew a pair and confirmed / debunked rumors after a year in an article. That isn't sus at all. So you didn't do it earlier because you needed votes for the awards, views for the show, and followers for the brand deals. Nicola, I still believe you're better than this. This wasn't a smart move at all. Today will be interesting to say the least. Girl, I had my popcorn out since last night. I was waiting for this article to drop. I was so waiting for this to drop. So yeah, I agree with this person because you guys know in my other videos I talked about why didn't they just address stuff sooner? It wouldn't have been as much, you know, of an issue. They wouldn't have had to deal with this. But the fact that she's complaining in the article, she could have said all this earlier, and she still doesn't acknowledge Jake as her boyfriend in the article. That's what makes me laugh. That's what makes me like, you're still not acknowledging this dude. The interviewer actually had to acknowledge him for you. And the fact that you're still not acknowledging him means that you guys don't want to go back and be like, yeah, this was for, they could have just said after the tour that you guys need to stop this. This was just for press, but they didn't. And they still aren't. And that's like where I take issue. This is not the worst post, though. I'm just warming you guys up with this one. So this person starts off with, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, what have you done, Nicola? She's kind of taking responsibility with that. She said that in her interview. She's like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, you guys did a lot. And you didn't say anything to stop people after the fact. And that's what's worse. Like, you need to get new PR teams or something because y'all should have said something to shut people up, but you didn't. So this person says, indeed, Nicola, what have you done? What a revealing risible? Did they mean to write miserable? I don't know what that means. Self-pitying piece of nonsense. And they call the fans she created Delulu. It would be humorous if it wasn't so sad. The points in the article I take issue with. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy read. Okay, let's get into this one because this is a long one. So first they said self-pitying piece of nonsense. Yeah, she's kind of playing the victim in this article, which I take issue with too, because you created this machine and now you're trying to play the victim. You need to own up to what you did and not just you and Luke and you need to own up to what you guys did and just say that it was just for this. Now you guys need to stop. No, they're never going to say that. Because I think that they did catch feelings and stuff happen, and then, you know, they went their separate ways. And that's why they're not saying any of that. But anyway, that's besides the point. Firstly, is Nicola known for her frankness? She is bold with her charity work, can talk too much and overcompensate. But frankness, no. If she was frank, this pickle would have not arisen. Yes, that's exactly what I just said. The stories about her and Luke were encouraged by her. Let me zoom in so you guys can read this. My throat's bothering me too. And I'm hungry, you guys. I'm hungry. I'm doing this for you guys before I eat lunch because I'm hungry. Okay. The stories about her and Luke were encouraged by her. Bless the telephone, BRB, etc. Okay, so yes and no, because that was our interpretation of something that might not have actually been true. So no, I don't agree with this person when they're saying this. She didn't do that in a malicious intent. That's just how people interpreted it at the time. So none of her fans' ideas were in isolation. They were encouraged. Look at the directors. That goes back to her saying like she's Taylor Swifting people. No, she's not. She's just posting music she likes. And it probably has nothing to do with anything. But we thought at the time it did. So none of her fans' ideas were in isolation. They were encouraged. Look at the directors, the dance instructors, all heavily implying more. Yes, that's true. The crew and the cast and everything, they were basically like shipping them. I don't know if they were told to like go extra hard for season 3 or if they just did it because they were just feeling it. But the stark contrast between season 3 and the other seasons is very palpable and it is very obvious. And the reason why people reacted the way that they did was because of that. So y'all can't say anything about that. And really, how did she think we were going to interpret that ring? Hope to never see a stupid classic ring ever again. That ring. Okay. That ring, I still believe that ring was a gift to herself. I don't think there's anything else behind it. And she wore it when she got together with Jake. Simple explanation. Luke has never posted photos of himself on holiday with his girlfriend. They have all come from someone else. He has been too spineless to stick up for her. This person is mad, bro. He has been too spineless to stick up for her or to manage her behavior or post photos of her on a beach. No wonder projects are dubious about getting him on board. We don't know that for sure. And that's an assumption, objection. And he flirted outrageously with Nick at SAG. Yes, that is accurate. While Antonia was in the hotel room. Antonia is pathetic even to be with him. She looks pitiful. He gives me the ick. All right. Oh, God. Talking of the ick, and I say this as a trans supporter, it's okay for Nicola to bash people like J.K. Rowling and encourage her to get abused because she's not a person, obviously, and criticize anyone cast in a new upcoming adaptation of Harry Potter because they are not people either. But we have to remember that she is a person, and just because some of us are not sure it's wise to go out with a queer 24-year-old at her age, we are the armies. Okay, so they're still calling Jake gay. I swear, if that man like had sex with her in public in an open field, people would still call him gay, but whatever. I just can't imagine what sex is like between them because I imagine that like I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Next. Okay. Also, where are these pap photos she speaks of in shops, parks, and restaurants? All the ones we have seen have been taken by fans or other industry people. So I will let you know. The pap photos when they were shopping for groceries and they were walking through that alley or whatever. She's talking about that one. She's talking about the pap photos in New York. Okay, they do address New York. She's talking about the pap photos when they were walking home that one night when she had that yellow sweater on. That's what they're talking about. What photos in real time other than NYC, but don't go around NYC with a bright red dress holding the hand of some other guy from the one you had been holding hands with for the last 6 months. Oh, Lord. If there are more of her and Jake, then why not let them appear rather than contrived carrot photos? Okay. Crying again, really. Is there some kind of Arrested Development here? Just staying inside watching TV as a child could be why a woman of 40 is crying watching a manufactured program like Married at First Sight. In my opinion, what a childlike way to view the serious proposition of marriage. I can tell the person who wrote this is probably like in their 50s or 60s. Oh, I could tell. I could so tell. So she was crying in the interview, like talking about Bridgerton and how it changed her thoughts about her career trajectory. And I'm like, I feel like she's highly considering leaving Bridgerton. I'm like, well, good girl, leave the show. Like, you're not really needed anymore, just the voiceover because people found out who you are. I mean, if it's going to do your mental health some good, then go. Anyway, okay, as for bringing JB into her article. Oh, Lord, here we go. She has neither the talent or the chops to be a Mr. Bailey. Oh, this person is mad. This person is big mad, dude. They wrote a whole novel. Very few of his peers do. He is a unique pearl, an incredible career while keeping his personal life very quiet. So it can be done, and who doesn't respect him for that? Exactly. It can be done. Jonathan Bailey is much bigger now, and he is in everything. And Wicked was a freaking massive cultural phenomenon, and no one knows about his private life. So I don't want to hear Nicola playing the victim card and being upset because of stuff that you have encouraged, ma'am. I just turned my neck a weird way. They're getting me so upset I'm breaking my neck. That they've encouraged and getting upset over it. Luke is managing to stay private and keep his stuff private too. So it just seems like it's a you problem, Nicola, because I don't have issue with this girl. I don't have issue with like everything she's saying. What I have issue with is the hypocrisy of it and then trying to get pity points from people because of stuff that you have made public and you have shared and you have said. So I'm not going to fall for that one. But what really takes the biscuit for me, this must be someone from the UK, is the utterly outrageous statement that she didn't get a part for political reasons. Yeah, I think she said, I didn't read the whole article, so I'm gonna have to go back and read it, but that's interesting. It may have influenced the decision, but it may have been they wanted to go another way, or her audition was rubbish. She probably doesn't know the real reason she was turned down, but then to imply that the working environment would be awful because they didn't hire her is literally bonkers and the self-defeating nonsense. And that may not be forgiven in an industry tough on mistakes. I feel like Nicola has gotten a taste of what it's like to be massively popular, and she's not even on the scale as like some A-listers, and she can't handle it. And that's why I feel like her career might just stagnate because of that part of her, like she can't handle it, and B, she is a very outspoken activist, and Hollywood doesn't take kindly to that sometimes because you know who Hollywood is run by, right? You know who Hollywood is run by, right? So I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say it because I don't think Bridgerton is going to be like the highlight or the pinnacle of her career. I hope it's not because I hope she's successful. But I feel like with those factors combined, I don't know, girl. You might just want to go back to like, you know, making lattes or something in Ireland and slinging Guinness. I don't know, because this is life when you're in the entertainment industry. All right, there is so much more off my soapbox. There is so much more that could be said, but she's really taking up far too much of my time. She's taking up far too much of everyone's time. It's almost 2 years later. Why is people still talking about this? All I do know is that she was part of a machine that manipulated a large section of her fandom to believe something to get views for her show, votes for awards, and support for her causes. As soon as that was not needed, she blocked anyone who was shocked at her sudden change of narrative. She was blocking people. I don't follow them anymore, so like I don't know what goes on anymore unless like I actively go and look or like someone tells me about it. But yeah, that's true. So, Nicola Coughlan, in my opinion, you are not the victim here. I agree. But all the good people who just wanted to support you are. They were used and discarded. Some very vulnerable souls. If that's not a form of abuse, I don't know what is. Well, okay, let's not call her an abuser. That's reaching. That's a little stretching it. I don't agree with that. But what an awful end to a show that used to give us all such joy. So we move on and shall leave all those involved behind. Woo! Agatha Elliott. If that's your real name, that's bold to put your real name on here. I think you're from the UK because I could tell in your article. That was very long. Okay, I'm gonna go back here and see if any of you guys have commented. All right, let me go back before I read the other Tumblr posts because there's more. That was really long. Wow. I just wanted to say I find this interview strategic and not vulnerable. Sorry, not sorry. And it is not a good strategy because she is unconsciously fueling them to attack more by doing it. I think she just wanted to speak her truth and be like, yeah, you guys are crazy for thinking I have a kid and that's not the case. And I'm glad she's finally airing stuff out, but it's too late. You guys should have done this like after the tour so people would have just shut up and moved on, but you didn't, and they're still not doing that. Sorry, I got hair all over the place, bro. My hair's falling out all the time. I shed so much. Ugh. Yeah, I think she was just doing it to clear the air, but I'm like, girl, it's too late to clear the air. The air is already muddy. She is saying she cries more these days. Girl, where's your real life BF in this hard process? I agree. Like, where is he supporting you in this, or is he just there to ride along and have a good time? I still think she's with him out of spite, but that's just me. I'm not saying that as a fact. That's just my opinion and my thought. That she's still with him out of spite and not really because it's anything deeper than that. That article overall was giving, I'm having anxiety and feeling so stressed, leave me alone. Girl, she looks stressed, bro. Did you see the last videos I did of where I was like, why does she look like this when she steps out of the house? That's because she is stressed and she is depressed and she is feeling some type of way. And if you actually had a real man in your life, Nicola, you wouldn't be like that because he would be supporting you. But no, you had to go find yourself a little fucking 20-something-year-old freaking mole rat who probably doesn't know the first thing about how to support a woman who is in distress. Oh my God. What are you doing? All right. I didn't get I am happy and minding my business. Ignoring these parasocial fans vibes from this interview. Girl, we as general audience are seeing how much you are distancing yourself from Luke, clinging to your BF to run away from these speculations. By answering them, she is fueling the mad fans more, unfortunately. I think she's putting a cap on what the fans are saying, but yeah, she's also going to fuel more, stoke some fires, in the process, because people have created so much in their own mind, and then to have that illusion shattered in this way is why all these Tumblr posts exist. Okay, I'm just telling you. I also noticed that differently than how Nick is losing her mind about these insane theories and panicking nonstop, we never saw Luke explicitly or otherwise talking about it in some interview. He doesn't. He's just quiet. He's real quiet. He is real quiet, which I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. So I'm just reading the article that Nicola did with The Guardian that dropped today. And I'm reading some Tumblr reaction posts about it because she called a lot of people out in her interview. And if you guys, like I said before, if you guys want to read it, I'll link it after this live I'll pin it in my comments. That'll be easier to find. Even though Luke for sure gets more hate personally, career-wise, and for his relationship, Guardian's interview language also made me question. It didn't feel honest, felt staged, like it is some drama. Well, we know she loves reality shows for a reason. That's the thing. I'm just like, Nicola, you want to complain about all this stuff, but you bring the drama. You bring the drama upon yourself. So take some accountability at least. Like, take accountability. And that's why I put her quote on my thumbnail. Oh my God, what have I done? Because I think deep down she knows that she started this. She just doesn't want to say it flat out. It shows her and Jake, as we are just stressing nonstop about the fans' theories, we are being violated. Leave us alone, even though that was not the main message she should give in this time. I agree. It's a lot of victim card nonsense. Absolutely. Yes, I went on Tumblr and read about her having a secret baby with Luke and their relationship with others is PR. That is too much energy to keep. It was all on Tumblr. Like, it wasn't even on Instagram. Like, I'm not involved in that side of things. So, like, I didn't know where that stuff was coming from, but now I know it was coming from these insane Tumblr posts, like people thinking she has a kid. Yes, exactly. Like, you are famous now, not just some stranger. I think she is mostly mad at fans, but that interview and all this crying was not a very intelligent way to explain your issue. Luke and N would be cute and fitting as a real life couple, but not their ways. Okay, I don't want them together. They're just toxic hot mess. I do not want them together because they are not. The further I've gone down this road, and I've said this in previous videos before, like months ago, the further down this road I've gone, the more I realize they're not compatible. Their lifestyles do not align. And so there's a reason why they're not together. Now, I know a lot of people, fans, and, some fans still think that they should be together, but I don't think they should. I don't think it'll be a good situation. I don't think it'll be a healthy situation. And that's just how it is. That's just how I feel. They are missing out on what a true relationship could be. Who knows? But I know that they don't align on a lot of stuff from what I've seen and read and heard. Pity points. Yeah. How many? She's got about 20 million pity points right now. None of them are from me. She has no light in her eyes anymore. I'm sorry. Even people know her just from Dirty Girls saying that. Yeah, her eyes, you can just tell, even in the photos for that, even in the photos for this shoot, there's nothing there. Like just, a dead face. And just because you're being serious in a photo, you can still have life in your face. There's nothing there. Like, ma'am, your eyes, there's just nothing behind them. It's a void. It's a void. Even that smirk, there's nothing, Nicola. There's nothing behind your eyes. Your boyfriend needs to step up or be shipped out. You don't have a supportive man. What you have is a, adolescent who has just come off his 21st birthday, and he does not know how to be a rock. Like, bitch, please. Even that photo, she doesn't, I don't know. Nick and Jake's relationship is giving Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn is exactly the same dynamic. And even though she thought he made her happy, she was in denial and depressed. To me, Nick is having some, I don't think he finished her comment. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to read the next Tumblr post because I don't want to spend forever on here with you guys because I know we have stuff to do. Okay. This one's from Penguin Life. Oh my God. People are writing novels on here. All right, I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to read the good parts. So this person says I call BS, not because I think you and Luke are married and have a baby, because come on, who actually believes that? I am glad you finally addressed it head on. Yes, thank you. I'm glad she said something because honestly, we all know she's chronically online. She knows that people have been saying this for months and months and months. Why did it take you this long to say something? If I was her, because I'm savage, I'd be like, I don't have a kid, so please be quiet. You can protest until you are blue in the face. We saw what we saw, and you and Luke have had a very special connection. I can't lie. I would love to see you and Luke happily together, but I am not naive enough to think that real life works out like that. You playing the victim is rich. Yeah, another person here saying she's playing the victim. Because she is. If you are truly dating Jake, just wow. I don't wish that on my enemy. You deserve someone who actually loves you. Okay, we don't know if he doesn't love her. We clearly know that he's not giving her the support she needs during this time because she's still, in a bad mental state. Nicola, you need to find a man, not a freaking man-child. Thank you. I don't like the foolery that you have been throwing at the fans. If you know, you know. You are lying to yourself if you think what you have been doing is authentic and true. Anyway, I agree. There are crazy fans out there who stalk you and put you in danger, and that is scary. It's not okay. Yes, I think we can all agree on that. I can understand you pulling away from public life for that, but that is letting those crazies win. Now on Luke and Talentless, they're bringing Antonia into this when it's not even about her. Oh, that poor girl. Let's remove Luke just for a moment. We effing hate Antonia, whatever her effing surname is. How do you know? Okay, I'm just going to read this and then ask a question. She is immature, naive, a bully, a stalker, cruel, have really bad morals, is basic and in spaces she doesn't belong, and hasn't earned her right to be there. We don't like a loafer, unemployed leech being pushed on us. Unless you know her personally, you can't say that about her. Unless you've met her in real life or know her personally, because those are all assumptions. Those are all still assumptions. We haven't even heard this dang girl's voice, girl. Bruh, be so for real right now. Be for real. Those are assumptions. I honestly believe she's bad juju. That's also an assumption. Not to mention how unbelievably unhappy Luke looks around her. Luke and Nicola just look like they're just okay with everything. It's like the straight face emoji. They don't look, like they're in, they're gonna drink poison or whatever, but like they just look melancholy. Now Luke, he should really reassess what he wants in his career and decide if Talentless is worth it, because we will never ever accept her. I don't think he cares about that at this point though. Posting her on his social media in that way is the problem. What House of McQueen Stage Door proved is that we love good, sweet, nerdy Luke. It's not just his connection to Nick. Him on his own is truly a nice guy. I want the best for Luke, him alone. In no way should he attempt to drag Talentless along to help her career. Help her what? He's not helping her. He's not doing anything. That girl is still sitting at 14K followers on Instagram, barely posting. He's not doing nothing for her. He's giving her pasta and trips. That's it. In the famous words of Kim K, get up and effing work. Find your own fan base and F off. I am still convinced Luke should be the new James Bond. I don't need you two to be there together to support you. Oh, Lord. Just a side note, I get being scrutinizing can put a lot of pressure on you and might make you act unnatural, and it can make you seem inauthentic. I am not stupid, but knowing that, I give you a lot of space. I love to see you interacting with the fans. I haven't seen a review yet. I can't wait to hear what about and wish the play has a great run. Oh, is this an old? This is not an old, the play's over, ma'am. You posted this recently and the play has been over, but okay. Break a leg, Nicola, in your play. Also, I get that you were upset and we don't believe you anymore, but what did you think was going to happen when you start staging a relationship with someone like Jake? It was never convincing. I agree, not the staging part, but what did you expect was going to happen? You were in public with this man at the festival, hard launching. You took him to the BAFTAs. You took him to these public events. You took him to the place where you wore that freaking lotus flower dress. You have taken him to these public events, Nicola. What did you think was going to happen? Please tell me. What did you think was going to happen? You took him to these highly public events. They weren't just friends' birthday parties. So, yeah, get out of here with that. I do think the writer of this article takes a lot of liberties, fills in sections. If you dissect what Nicola actually says and how much is background info from the interviewer, it is a little shocking. I don't think Nick is happy with it. Yeah, if you guys read this article, like try to read in between the lines because the interviewer does do a lot of fillers in place of Nicola saying stuff. And I think it's the funniest thing because she's basically speaking for Nicola, but Nicola it's not in quotes. And I don't know if that was intentional to take heat off Nicola, but a lot of what the writer says is what Nicola would say word for word. On the one side, I want to send Nick a video of a small violin playing. Boo-hoo, your fans think you're a liar. On the other side, there are legit some scary aspects of the fandom that I don't condone. Okay, yes, I agree with that. She took a selfie with one of the crazies at today's stage door. I really wonder if when they're saying that fans are stalking her and trying to find her house, I wonder if that's directed at a specific fan in particular. Who lives in London. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that one. All right. Here, they're getting shorter now. All right. We're in the home stretch. Okay. Little. All right. That's an interesting name. Okay. First, I hope Nick's interview stops some of the locos. It's been time. Yes. Second, I like her, but I do feel she's a hypocrite. I admit. Again, yes. All right. She played heavily on the chemistry during the promo for the views. Now she pretends she didn't. I don't like that. Introducing Luke to your mother in front of the whole Bridgerton fandom, totally uncalled for. You are not Penn, you are Nicola. Why did you blur the line? I agree with that. And then she went on to say, oh yeah, we're having dinner together with my family. And they were doing boyfriend-girlfriend stuff when the cameras weren't rolling. Bitch, please. And I feel like she's being very vague in this interview on purpose because if they say anything, if they admit to anything that on the tour, that's why they're not coming out and saying the tour was just for press, because it wasn't. I mean, you guys could lie and say that. That's fine. That's why they haven't addressed it, and that's why they're still not addressing it, because they caught feelings. Stuff went down, and then stuff blew up. That's fine. But the fact that you're... Whatever, dude. Whatever. All right. And now after the show has been successful and you don't need the chemistry anymore, gaslighting fans and playing the victim, not cool. Of course, stalking is not okay, but there are nuances to the picture, and you, Nicola, contributed to the mess. Agree. Not admitting that makes you a hypocrite. Third, for those who don't understand why she sticks up again for selfish and man-child Luke, who organized a pap walk for their premiere night to pull the attention to himself and his girlfriend. That's another assumption. I'm going to strike that from the record because that's not a fact. Imagine not talking about them at all when talking about harassment. It's only fair this way, and she confirms that A, the person she is his girlfriend. It's time for a lot of you to get it finally. Yes, this person ended on a good note. It's time for people to get it and to just deal with it and move on, like I have in the last video that I posted about him and that girl. Now, do you have to like it? No. Do you have to accept it? Yes. There's a difference. What is this person? This article has nothing to do with Luke, so calling him a man-child is uncalled for. All right. Now. Oh, Lord. This is a lot of information. Where is the glowing because of Jake? They only glow is here. Is glow down? Traded down. She could have gone out with that like hot Irish actor who was next to her in that photo. Yeah, the interview language is so weird and showing Nicola as the victim. Like, girl, are you not an actress? Exactly. I stand by my statement that people wanted to blame Luke. Like he did something when I believe Nick was the one that led him on. I don't know. I think they were both at fault. They were both at fault for a lot of stuff. And they both participated. And I wish they both would have just come out and said, like, you guys need to chill. This is for the tour and enough is enough. But they're not going to, because it wasn't just for the tour. And that's my reasoning with that. Luke and Nick must have caught feelings for each other during season 3 in the world tour. Yeah, I think so. Because of all the personal stuff they were doing when they weren't doing press. And then even before that, buying the churro truck for the cast, saying this is from mom and dad. Give me a break, dude. That's literally like if you have a husband who has a work wife, girl, you better hire a private detective because you know they's doing something. They're just so stupid. They piss me off. And that's why I am no longer like talking about them together, like, you know, as a unit. And that's why I have stopped talking about them together as a unit months ago. They're just annoying as everything and messy, and I am over it. Okay, so this person, Luco Labs. A lot of images. All right, I'm going to answer this straight and honestly in a way that matches what I think you're really asking. Here's what the BS is in that article, without attacking anyone and without crossing lines. The BS is how the media frames fan behavior and public reaction in a way that protects the industry narrative while minimizing what fans actually experience and feel. They make it sound like fans are just crazy, fans are irrational, fans can't separate fiction from reality, when the truth is way more layered. The BS is that they conveniently ignore how PR narratives are shaped, how studios benefit from ambiguity, how actors are often encouraged not to clarify things, and how marketing thrives on blurred lines. This article, oh my God, sorry guys, my throat's bothering me. I need to drink more water. Okay. The article also quietly dismisses fan intuition by writing it off as fantasy, when in reality, fans often pick up on very real patterns, body language, timing, and inconsistencies that aren't just illusion. Yes. All right. I like this person so far. Yes, that's why everyone in the world was picking up on this, and everyone in the world was saying the same thing because of what was happening. Another piece of the BS. They pretend that paparazzi just appears out of nowhere when we all know most celeb pat moments are coordinated. You're losing me here. Don't lose me. You had me real good. Don't lose me. They're not, most of them are not coordinated. Only some of them. Only very little. They also create a victim-only narrative while never acknowledging the machine behind it. Agents, contracts, PR firms, studios who actively shape the story. And the biggest BS, they treat the audience like they're dumb. They act like everything is random, organic, spontaneous when it's not. You can absolutely feel frustrated by that without disrespecting Nicola herself. The frustration isn't with her, it's with the media framework and how controlled the narrative is. I think the frustration is with her. So I don't know about that. The frustration is definitely with her and with Luke and with everything that they did on the tour and outside of the tour, before the tour. They got the same matching Crocs together in 2022 or whatever. They photographed, you know, their matching Crocs. Like, who does that? People who are flirting, people who are to get, people who have, like, what man is going to get purple Crocs? Tell me. Nicola is very that type of person. No, Nicola is a very convincing type of person because that's just her personality. She's very, like, you know, bubbly. Like, she probably had Luke wrapped around her little finger. Anyway, I think she is going to regret that interview, especially because of defending and showing Jake as her BF. Yeah, he is and would be known as your BF and nothing else. I'm just sick of everything with them. I'm glad this article came out because now I hope these people who think she's married and has a kid shut up and stop talking about that, because that is ridiculous. Literally, I'm getting, like, they give me a headache at this point. This is why I don't talk about them anymore. All right. There's 2 left. There's not. Is this long? Oh, no. Okay. All right. I'm going to read these last 2, you guys, and they're short. All right. So all blog names are taken. So I like that name. Okay, they say, if Nicola's article taught us anything, it's that both Luke and Nick are real people with agency, boundaries, and eyes that see what you write about them. Yeah, obviously. They're not objects for you to project fantasies onto, and they're not fictional characters that you get to build headcanons around. Stop acting like shipping real people is harmless. Stop acting like being deeply invested in a stranger's private personal life is harmless. It's not. We don't know them. They know they are both in relationships. Or we know they're both in relationships, and I'm happy they're happy, but their relationship with each other, we know they're really good friends because they told us so. That's their agency. And the only information that matters is what they choose to share consensually. Okay. I agree with that, but I don't think they're as close of friends as they made it out to be. They've deleted pictures of each other on both of their Instagrams, very personal pictures, okay? Nicola has deleted a lot of personal pictures off her Instagram like a month ago. She deleted the one picture at his play that was her most popular picture. That was her most liked picture. And that was the picture everyone talked about when they took it. I don't think they're as close of friends as they said they were. Maybe they used to be. Now they're not. Now, as far as being in relationships, yes, we understand that they're in relationships. I've accepted it. I hope everyone else can accept it eventually. Because guess what, you guys? Like, the less we talk about it, it's just going to go away. And that's why I don't even follow them anymore, because I don't see all that stuff anymore. And I really don't care. It's not going to last forever. That's all I need to know. But they post about their private lives. Yeah, because they're adults who have the right to share whatever they're comfortable sharing. If you don't want to see it, unfollow. Again, yes, they can post about their private lives, but she cannot come back and say, I don't like the attention, because you are a celebrity posting about your private life. You will get attention for it. So you either need to deal with it or not do it. But they played into the shipping for season 3 PR. There is zero evidence of that. They said multiple times on the press tour they were just friends. You're blaming them for your own naivety and desperation to see something that was never there. I partly agree. But then again, they did a lot of stuff, as I've said before, offset and off camera to imply otherwise. I'm so proud of Nicola for speaking up about something that would emotionally wreck most of us, and devastated to see the whole season 3 exposure has had on her. They did it to themselves. Nicola and Luke have been so generous to the fandom. They didn't deserve any of this, and I truly wish both of them nothing but the best. Okay. I agreed with like 80% of what you wrote. So yeah, good job. But yeah, the whole thing about them being friends, I don't believe they're very good friends anymore. The whole thing about, you know, they can post about their private lives. Yeah, but then don't complain about it when people take photos of you. So it's just, you know, it goes both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You need to pick one. All right. Coming back to see your comments. Anyways, I also think Nick is angry. She is literally ignoring him, and Luke, of course, step back because it's the thing you do when you think someone is bothered by your presence that they can't even mention your name. I think that I don't think they're friends anymore like that. That's just what I'm going to say. To delete photos of them together would change the dynamic between those two. Yeah, that's why I feel that way. Why would you need to delete photos, especially personal photos? That's real weird. And did you think people weren't going to see that? Because you literally have some people tracking your movements like online. That's also crazy. I don't do that. I never understood the whole timestamp thing, like from the beginning. You can go back to my early videos where I talk about them, and I'm like, where are you guys getting this information from? Because that's literally crazy. I don't know what time they post stuff. All right. Last one. I could never be a public speaker, bro. I would lose my voice every day. Contemptuous concern says sometimes there are really crazy, truly crazy Nicola in the tags, hating Nicola, hating Luke, or both. And today was no different. Some really crazy person, mad as hell that her deranged secret baby and marriage isn't real, so she hates on. That's the thing. It's like Nicola could say this until she's blue in the face, and there will still be crazy people trying to object to it. Ma'am, she is not a mother. Stop. She's not married. Stop. Ugh. It's embarrassing to be grouped with them being that part of the fans. This person even makes other Nicolas look like bigots. Unhinged rants even comes for her talent, and Miss Insanity even tries to defend JKR in her unhinged rage. I kind of want to know where that post is because I don't think I saw it on Tumblr. I might have to go look back and try to find it. Even screams ignorance and uses a genocide in her over-the-top post to complain about her ship. Belittles talent, mocks tears. This Tumblr user acts like a crime was committed against her by Nicola and some others that deluded themselves into believing pseudo crumbs, and Nicola not like a good normal ship, but husband and wife with a baby. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said before to you guys. I said, if Nicola or Luke ever come out and just say like, stop because you're crazy and this is not true. I told you guys in previous videos that these people would spontaneously combust because it is their whole reality, which is crazy. Why is this your whole reality? Is your life that empty? If it is, I really hope that you heal or seek help or like talk to somebody, because that is not good. That is not a good way to live. To the non-crazy Nicolas, the ones that ship within reality. Okay, so that's talking about like all of us. People like that are why we look bad and hated by the fandom. I agree. That's real parasocial behavior, the scary type of people using violent words, and sometimes they become violent themselves or encourage violent actions against famous strangers. The people responsible for harassment and victimization are always the most aggressive and unaware of their own effed up behavior. Will we ever be free to ship for fun without the crazy side? I really don't think so, because a lot of people have empty lives, and this is how they compensate for their life and the void. They fill the void with this kind of stuff, and that is why it gets bad. Oh, wait. Is there more? No, I think it's important to remember that love between Nick and Luke is real. We didn't make that up. Okay. Whatever, you guys, whatever. Just me who finds it a tad hypocritical that the same shippers who consistently shame Luke for not defending his girlfriend and staying silent about the hate are also shaming Nicola for speaking out and defending her BF. Yeah, that's a good point. But also, like, tit for tat, maybe? Like, she's being a hypocrite, so of course the fans are going to be hypocritical too. I mean, they just follow, what she does. People keep writing it. This is the thing, you guys. People are continuously writing on Tumblr about this. The posts that I just shared with you guys are not it. They're not. Wow, there's more? That's, oh my God. Okay, hold on. Why are they writing novels? We don't have the time for this. Okay, these are the only new ones. It's easy to point fingers at whatever set of fans we already dislike. It's much harder to ask ourselves whether we have ever crossed the line, whether we have ever spoken about someone too casually, or whether we have contributed to an environment that feels disrespectful to the people at the center of it. Everyone was doing stuff like that in the beginning, but I agree that there was a point where it needed to end and it didn't. Some people still carried on. What would actually make a difference is taking responsibility for our own actions. I have definitely made mistakes and posted things I shouldn't have. I agree. I have posted pat pics, although I stopped doing that a while ago. Me too. I have crossed the line from supportive to invasive at times. I don't think I have. I just posted about songs and photos. But with every post, I am looking at how I talk about them, how I engage with images, and how I handle rumors or speculation. I'm asking myself whether I am contributing to an atmosphere that feels entitled and invasive. Agree. I love like the self-realizations that are happening though. It's great. Like I had my self-realization a while ago, but I love like at least this article is doing that for some other people now too, because it's like well over the time for that. All right. What's this person say? This is the last one on Tumblr. For now, if you guys just Google Nicola Tumblr, like this stuff will all come up. Near everyone showing their asses the second this article came out. Nicola fans going on the defense as if this isn't a direct damnation of their parasocial nonsense they have subjected Nicola to. People were saying how disrespectful it was for them to make up conspiracy theories for years. They keep on doubling down about it regardless. Yeah, that's the thing that's crazy. Like she literally has said this stuff word for word, and if people are still doubling down on their insanity, then there's nothing you can do for those people. You just got to let them live in their own world, which is crazy. They keep on. This is actually an interesting case study, like fandoms and political fans, political vote, whatever, like political leanings. It's all the same. It's very cult-like. It's very. I would love to do. Man, if I was a professor in a college, I would make my students do a research paper on comparing like entertainment fandoms to political bases, bruh. That would be, bruh. That would be great. Okay. People were saying how disrespectful it was, blah, blah, blah. I already read that. You're the shipper. No, you're the shipper. Actually, Nicola is a liar, and we're just going to keep on keeping on. Literally called out everything but name and victim blaming for finding your disrespected. I don't understand what you're saying here. It's a lot of words and it doesn't really mean anything. So this person can't write sentences very well. Jacqueline fans pointing fingers at Nicola fans, saying, see, we're the good ones when they're also being. See, I never got into all that. Like, okay, you guys, I never got into all this drama. I know there was drama in the fandom, but I never got into it because number one, I don't do that kind of stuff and I don't care about it. Number two, it was too much. I'm like, all I was doing back in those days of the tour was just like making commentary about their interviews and photos and stuff they post on social media. But there's this whole other part of the fandom that literally is crazy, unhinged drama queens freaking accusing people. Like, that's so stupid. Like, why are you guys infighting? There's no reason for that. You guys write way too much on Tumblr. I'm not reading all this. If you guys want to look at this, it's on Tumblr. I ain't reading all that. TLDR, no thank you. This person is basically yelling at the fandom again. Yeah, here. Okay, so they're referencing the article here. When Newton posted photographs of a summer holiday with his girlfriend, those fans felt cheated. The maddest thing they thought was I had a secret baby and was hiding it. That's it. That's all. And yet you have certain people pointing fingers going on and on about, oh, but Luke is being awful silent about ... I don't think this is ever going to end because people are still living in this world that doesn't exist. I don't think they're even communicating anymore. Nicola pushed Luke to the very edge of the room, and he is standing there. Where did she put him? I don't think that I just don't think they're as close as they were before. They might still be communicating and, in little ways and stuff, but no, I don't think they're as close as they were before. Absolutely not. Yeah. All I know, I wish her the best. I hope that you actually freaking break up with your boyfriend because you're bored. Shout out Ariana Grande. And find a freaking man who can be your rock when times get tough. Because obviously, as we've seen, Jake is not that. He's obviously not doing a good job at it. You look wrecked, girl. You look depressed. You look sad. Like if you had a strong man behind you, you would not feel this way. Come on, bro. Stop dating someone just to prove a point. I think that's what she's doing. And the only reason I think that is just the way it happened and how fast it happened. And just like the circumstances around when and why it happened. Girl, leave him and find a freaking man. Thank you. Or a woman who acts like a man. I don't care. Just anybody else. Anyone else. I don't know. It's weird. In this picture, there's nothing there. There's nothing behind your face. It is empty. It's an empty jar. There's nothing. It's just nothing there. I don't know, man. Why are you depressed? Like, you guys brought this on yourselves. That's all I'm going to say. And you wanted to be in the industry. Please don't. Like, what has happened to Nicola with paparazzi and photos is not, girl, do you even know what Britney Spears went through back in 2007? Do you even know what other celebrities went through back in the day when it was actually worse and when there were no restrictions on paparazzi? Do you know people got in car crashes because of them? You don't even have it that bad, bitch. Seriously, stop playing the victim. You're in the entertainment industry. And then they want to post this photo of Jake looking dead in the face. And that's why she looks dead in the face, because he is. He's transferring his energy to her. I'm telling you guys. That's why I say, if you are intimate with somebody, you need to be very careful about who it is and be very careful about who you pick to involve yourself with on an intimate and sexual level, because STDs, sexually transmitted demons, are real. It's energy. And every time you have sex with somebody or do anything like that with somebody, their energy transfers onto you. It's not woo-woo crap. It's real, and it's been proven. She looks like this because Jake looks like this. Girl, you need to find somebody else. For real. Anyone else. I don't care. I mean, you just look like you're dead on the couch. Like, what are you doing? There's nothing in your face. There's no life. No life, at least not the way that we used to know this girl. There's nothing there. It's empty, you guys. It is empty. I think that Luke wants to be close to Nick, like in the past, though. He doesn't want to lose her. I think they just both need to get their ish together and just they both need to get their ish together. You know what the ironic thing is, though? The ironic thing is I feel like Luke might be the bigger star career-wise than Nicola in the future. And the only reason why I think that is because, like I said earlier, A, she obviously can't handle it. And she said she can't handle it. And B, like all her activism stuff, that's going to severely reduce your career or your job choices and your job offers, because we all know who Hollywood is run by, and they don't like that. So Luke being quiet is a good strategy. She is in denial. Her mental state is full of anxiety, but what glitters only in her mind. Siri, play Lover. She was shining, her eyes literally sparkling in the world tour with Luke. Like, I am sorry, but you can't deny that Jake is destroying her energy and makes her more stressed and nothing else. I agree. I totally agree. Anyway, you guys, so it's already been over an hour. I just wanted to hop on. I know a lot of you aren't really on early in the day, so I'm sorry if you guys missed this. Just rewatch it. It'll be posted to my channel. But if you want to read the whole article from Nicola, I will link it and I'll pin it in my comments so you can click it and find it. If you want to see the Tumblr post, just Google Nicola Tumblr and it will literally pop up and you'll be able to read all this hot mess that everyone is saying. But I still stand by what I say. I'm not budging and I have not budged to this day. I'm not talking about them as a unit anymore. I'm not going to discuss them anymore. They get on my nerves. They piss me off and they aggravate me, especially Nicola, because she's the one who wants to start stuff and not finish it. And she's the one who wants to play the victim, but also play the victim on the stuff that you have left the door open for in the past. So, ma'am, I don't sympathize with you. I'm sorry. That article did not get me to get on your side any more than I already was. But I'm glad that you said something about the baby Mary crap, because that is nonsense. And yes, you needed to say something about that like 10 years ago, girl. You needed to say something about that literally like a decade ago. So thank you for finally saying it. Ridiculous. It took this long. It took this long. I don't even know about Joe and Taylor's relationship because I'm not a Swiftie, but I believe what you say if you're a fan of hers. I can't speak on her or anything. Jake is pushing buttons to hurt Nick sometimes very hurtful way, and he does it to me. That stress is not about her career, it's about her personal life. Yeah, it could be about both. She's realizing now that maybe this is not what she wanted to do. That's the funny thing. I think it's funny. Like a lot of these people when they're young, oh, I want to be an actor, I want to be in entertainment, until they find out what it actually is. And that's the thing that I thought was weird about her in the first place, because she's always been like a very activist even before she was in the industry, and she's always been very outspoken about stuff like that, and she's always been very sensitive. And a thought that I had last year was like, how is this girl going to survive in this industry? I don't think she will. And I still don't think she will unless something changes. So Nicola, good luck to you, because I really do think that you are talented, but it makes me sad that you're just like realizing that you might not be able to handle it. And it's interesting to me that a lot of people still say that, because a lot of people in the industry have said stuff like that in interviews. Like, these people who want to be actors and stuff, they already know what the industry's like. So it continually surprises me at how they are always surprised by it, because they should know what it's like at this point, because all this information has been public knowledge since like the internet was existent. Oh, you're talking about Taylor and Joe's relationship now? Oh, okay. Or anyway, guys, so I'm gonna go. I need to eat something and then get my ish together before tomorrow, because I have to wake up super early. But thanks for jumping on if you were able to today. I hope you guys have got to see some of my other videos that I've uploaded recently. I'm just kind of going back to my original type content, like travel and de-influencing kind of stuff. Just being real with everybody. Okay. Just being real. But yeah, I'll be back soon. I'll be out of the country for like a week. So I can't wait, because next year I'm going to be out of the country like until I don't want to be anymore, because I'm over it. But this year I'm just going for a week for my birthday. So yay. All right. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a great day. See you in the next one, y'all.